Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something pretty profound. How people take really deep personal struggles and somehow transform them.
Yeah, into this incredible force for actually helping other people.
Exactly. And we're going to explore this using a metaphor about the growth of a tree, a mighty tree.
I like that.
Think about it, taking those raw, sometimes really painful experiences
Yeah.
and turning them into strength that, benefits everyone around.
And for this deep dive, we've pulled from, well, quite a mix of sources.
Right.
Everything from like ancient wisdom, daily thoughts, but also modern insights. Figures like Margaret Better, Robert Greene.
Albert Einstein, John Wooden, the coach.
Right. And what's amazing is how these different perspectives, they all seem to circle back to this one core idea.
This transformative idea.
Yeah, how we grow through adversity, how that helps us serve.
And we've got two really powerful stories to kind of anchor this. Lopez Lemong and Malcolm X.
Incredible examples.
Both show this kind of growth, right? How
Yeah.
real influence isn't just there, it's cultivated.
From deep roots, character roots.
Yeah, through steady development,
Yeah.
building up to what we're calling a canopy of service.
Canopy of service. Love that.
So as we get into this, maybe you can think what makes some people these amazing helpers.
What's the secret sauce, man?
Exactly. And that secret, that transformative growth, that's what we're diving into today.
All right, let's do it.
So let's start with the ground, the soil. What helps anything grow strong? We think of good soil for trees.
Nutrients.
But sometimes it's the broken down stuff, right? Old leaves, things that have decayed.
Paradoxical, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that those difficult, maybe broken experiences can actually make the soil richer, feed new growth.
There's a great insight here from Margaret A. Better. She talks about creativity.
Okay.
She says, the difference between an outstandingly creative person and a less creative person is simply greater knowledge
Okay, knowledge.
in the form of practiced expertise and the motivation to acquire and use it. And crucially, this motivation, it
Yeah.
endures for long periods, perhaps shaping and inspiring a whole lifetime. It's that sustained drive.
So it's not just smarts, it's the sticking with it, the deep, patient work. That's the rich soil.
Exactly. Consistent effort, wanting to learn, wanting to apply it.
That connects to something Christopher Summers said about bodyweight exercises. Physical strength.
Oh, yeah. How so?
He talks about building staggering amounts of strength, even if you're lacking in leverage, like the ideal setup,
Right.
if it's done correctly and with proper progressions.
So it's about the method within the limits.
Exactly. It's finding strength in the constraints, not despite them, but because of them almost.
That is such a key point. Often the strongest influence, the deepest creativity, it comes when you have to work within limits.
It forces something.
It forces you to develop real knowledge and creativity to extract maximum benefit from whatever you've got. No waste, no fluff.
You have to get really smart, really focused.
Precisely. It prunes away the non-essential, makes the core stronger.
So for you listening, maybe those difficulties, those things you see as limitations,
Yeah.
they could actually be the best fertilizer for your brain, for your heart, helping you grow stronger roots.
Like those trees you see growing out of rocks.
Exactly. Their roots have to go deeper, hold on tighter.
Okay, so that difficult soil can lead to strong roots.
Which brings us right to the roots, those deep challenges that anchor us.
And Lopez Lemong, his story is just fundamental here.
Unbelievable. Imagine being 6 years old, taken from your parents,
During a church service.
and shipped off to a rebel camp. The terror of that.
And yet the resilience.
Yeah.
He escapes. Him and 3 other boys,
Through a hole in a fence, just running.
running, trying to get home, but they go the wrong direction. South, not west.
And that mistake, that wrong turn,
Yeah.
leads them to a refugee camp in Kenya.
Where he spends 10 years
10 years, an entire childhood, basically.
absorbing that experience.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? And it reminds me of that Isaiah passage 43.133.
When you go through deep waters, I will be with you.
Rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. Fire of oppression, you will not be burned up.
Powerful imagery.
But is it just about survival? Or is it something more active? How did Lopez not just endure, but draw strength?
That's the critical distinction. It wasn't just survival. That camp, those 10 years, it was like a tree sending down roots in a drought. You don't see it, but
Vital work is happening.
yes. He's building resilience, discovering he has this amazing gift for running,
Right.
and gaining this incredibly deep firsthand understanding What do displaced people actually need? What does that feel like?
Those roots grew in darkness and hardship, but they became the foundation.
Absolutely. The hardship forged him.
You know, Coach John Wooden had that great line.
Oh, Wooden's wisdom, yeah.
Things turn out best for the people who make the best out of the way things turn out.
And Lopez is the perfect example of that. He didn't just survive the camp. He made something of it.
He focused on what he could build, not just what he'd lost.
Right. And that's often where the richest growth happens, in those painful spots. But it depends on your approach.
Your willingness to look for the lesson, the strength within it.
Yeah. Our influence often grows the most when things are toughest.
Yeah.
Because that's when character is truly built.
Okay, so deep roots formed in hardship. Now let's talk about the trunk. Holding it all together, handling big feeling.
And here, Malcolm X's story is so instructive. He lived through intense systemic unfairness, racism.
Yeah, profound injustice. And his response was powerful.
Robert Greene wrote about his speaking style, how captivating it was.
How so?
He said, he never read from a text, made eye contact, pointed his finger. You felt his presence.
Engaged.
Totally. And his anger was obvious. Not so much in his tone. He was always controlled and articulate, as in his fierce energy, the veins popping out in his neck.
Wow. So not just yelling, controlled fire.
Exactly. It was channeled, directed.
People felt it was a relief, right? After more cautious leaders. He just said it.
He did. Ridiculed the racists.
Yeah.
The president. He had this famous line, hostility is good. It's been bottled up too long.
So how did he do that? Express that raw emotion, that anger, but keep it focused, controlled.
That's the key. Greene's Daily Law talks about this. Learn how to channel your emotions.
Okay.
Greene says, nothing is more charismatic than the sense that someone is struggling with great emotion rather than simply giving in to it.
Ah, the struggle itself is compelling.
Yes. That's the trunk forming.
Yeah.
Not squashing the feelings, but directing them into controlled, articulate expression.
Giving it structure.
Right. Maybe reframing it mentally, using rhetoric skillfully, turning raw energy into something persuasive.
It reminds me of what Lydia Maria Child wrote about cheerful people.
What did she say?
You find yourself refreshed by the presence of cheerful people. Yeah. Why not make an honest effort to confer that pleasure on others?
Wow.
Half the battle is gained if you never allow yourself to say anything gloomy. It's about processing your stuff. So you can be a source of strength for others, not, drain them. Building that solid trunk.
That's it. Both Lopez and Malcolm X learned this. They took their pain, their understanding of suffering, and turned it into clarity. What needs to change? And the determination to be part of that change.
That's building character. That strong central trunk.
Exactly. Able to handle the pressure inside and out.
Okay, strong roots, solid trunk. Now the branches. Reaching out. Extending influence.
And Einstein's quote fits perfectly here. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
Reaching out with insight, not just power.
Yeah. And think back to Lopez Loming. His running. It opened door after door for him.
Took him places he could never have imagined.
Culminating in carrying the U.S. flag, his country's flag, at the 2008 Beijing Olympics opening ceremonies.
What a moment, a global stage, a huge branch reaching out.
But here's the crucial part. He didn't think only about himself.
Right. It wasn't just personal glory.
No. He actively used that platform, his fame, his U.S. citizenship.
To do what?
To influence change. Raise awareness for the plight of Sudan. Encourage investment in South Sudan.
Wow. So his personal success branched out into service for his original community, providing shelter, opportunity.
Exactly. And Malcolm X, too. He used his incredible rhetorical gifts.
His powerful words.
Not for himself, but to awaken social consciousness, to challenge people's assumptions.
Give them voice.
Giving voice to feelings lots of people had, but maybe couldn't express. His words branched out, pushed for change.
So, for you listening, think about your own strengths. Maybe you're good at making shy kids feel included.
Or explaining things.
Yeah.
Or organizing stuff.
Yeah. Those skills, they can be your branches, reaching out to meet real needs you see around you.
What opportunities are there for your branches to grow?
Of course, none of this happens instantly. Growing takes time, like a tree needs seasons.
Right. Growth isn't just up. It's cyclical. It needs different phases.
And Juanita Kidd Stout had a sharp warning about this.
What was that?
A person educated in mind and not in morals is a menace to society. Ooh. Powerful. So skill and character have to grow together.
Through those different seasons. You can't rush it.
And Lopez's life shows these seasons so clearly.
Yeah, you can almost map it out. Happy Childhood Season 1.
Then that awful season of loss and displacement.
Followed by the long season of adaptation and discovery, 10 years in the camp.
Then the season of opportunity in America.
And finally, the season of service, using his platform.
And the point is, each season was necessary. You couldn't skip the hard parts.
No. Skipping them would mean skipping the character development, the specific gifts he gained because of those challenges.
Exactly. The difficulties weren't just obstacles. They were essential preparation.
And Malcolm X, too, had his seasons, including really difficult ones.
Seasons of misdirection and even criminal activity, as the sources say.
But even those dark times somehow contributed later. His time in prison
became a season of intensive learning and character development that completely changed him.
It shows growth can happen at any stage, even from the lowest points. So the message for you is patience. Be patient with your own growth.
Right. Trees grow slowly, steadily. The strongest ones take time, deep roots, strong trunk.
Embrace the season you're in, even the winter times. Know that each one is preparing you.
Which leads us to the canopy, the final expression of the tree's health.
Its ability to provide for others. Shelter, nourishment.
Yeah, the whole ecosystem around it.
And Lopez carrying that flag at the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's such a perfect image of that canopy effect.
How so?
He wasn't just representing himself or even just the U.S. team. He was offering inspiration and hope to so many others.
Especially those who'd faced displacement.
Exactly. Showing that where you start doesn't have to dictate where you end up. His personal story became this wide, sheltering canopy of hope.
The source material said it so well. Certainly that 6-year-old boy on the run could never have imagined how he'd be used.
Right. To influence, to raise awareness for a whole nation.
It wasn't planned, just the natural result of his growth, a flourishing that provided for others.
And Malcolm X, in his own way, created a canopy, too. His words, his stance.
Had a bracing effect, the source says.
Yeah, on people who felt that same anger but were afraid. He was like a deliverer.
Creating space for them.
Creating psychological, spiritual space for people to stand up to address injustice. Sheltering them under his influence, in a way.
So they could find their own voices.
Yes, and there's that final quote that sums it up. It's not where, but that we finish that counts.
Meaning?
Real influence, that canopy effect, it isn't about one big moment. It's about sustained contribution to the well-being of others over time.
Like a tree providing shade year after year.
Exactly, through all the seasons.
Now, stepping back even further, think about a whole forest.
The interconnectedness.
Right. A healthy forest isn't just individual trees, it's an integrated system.
Where trees actually help each other. Underground root systems, sharing water, nutrients.
They're not competing as much as cooperating.
In many ways, yes. They thrive together.
And Lopez is a great example here, too. He couldn't have grown into the person he became all by himself.
No way.
He needed the people in the camp, the family in New York who took him in, his coaches.
A whole support system. His forest.
And now he's part of other people's forests, helping them grow.
And Malcolm X also had people who helped him, especially during his transformation. And he then became someone who helped others find their strength, their voice.
Contributing to that larger forest.
Absolutely.
So the message for you is clear. You don't have to do this alone. You don't grow into a great helper in isolation.
Look for your forest.
Look for those people who encourage you, teach you, show you kindness. They share their strength.
And you can be part of other people's forests too. Every act of kindness, every bit of help.
Strengthens the whole system.
And maybe that Isaiah promise, you won't be destroyed by the fire or water.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not just about individual survival. Maybe it's about how the whole forest of people who care about each other works together to ensure everyone thrives.
A collective resilience.
Yeah. Making sure everyone can grow strong and healthy.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. The core takeaway from this deep dive.
Becoming one of these amazing helpers. It's not about being born special. It's not even about having an easy life.
No. It's about learning to grow like that healthy tree.
Developing deep roots by learning from difficult experiences.
Building strong trunks by learning how to handle big feelings.
And growing branches by using your unique abilities to serve others.
And having patience. Trusting the seasons of your growth.
Knowing each one prepares you. Leading, eventually, to that canopy where you naturally offer shelter and encouragement.
And the really empowering thing is you can start right now. Today.
Yeah.
Every time you choose to learn from a mistake, you're growing roots.
Okay.
Feel angry or sad, but stop and think. How can I express this constructively? That's building your trunk.
Right.
And anytime you use something, you're good at anything to help someone else out, that's a new branch growing.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Those hard things, the really difficult experiences, they don't have to be the end of your story. They don't have to limit you. Instead, like we saw with Lopez and Malcolm X, they can be the beginning, the start of your roots going deeper, your character getting stronger, preparing you.
Preparing you to offer that authentic influence, that canopy.
Exactly.
So keep growing, keep learning, and keep caring about others.
Your forest is waiting for you to become that strong, sheltering tree you're meant to be.
And remember, you really don't have to do it alone.